So, since last year, since the beginning of this year, the Montgomery County Council has been working closely with the county executive's office, our county departments, and our nonprofit partners to ensure that we have a coordinated response to the policies and ever changing fiscal and service impacts caused by the Trump administration. We actually started our efforts before January of last year. The minute that Trump was elected, then our former council president, Andrew Friedson, and I was vice president at that time, we stood up and hosted the United in Service and Support Community Resource Fair for residents. And then we continued in the new year the United in Service and Support webinars to give people resources and connect community members with unemployment benefits and how to get those, health insurance, and essential services needed as the result of the Trump administration's reckless actions to terminate and lay off federal workers and federal contractors and rescind federal funding for key community assistance programs. So we have been doing this work from day one. With the ongoing federal government shutdown and funding for essential programs like SNAP, which were formerly known as food stamps, food assistance programs, halted by the Trump administration at the end of this week, we have entered a new heightened phase of our community needs. And we need to stand up. We need to do more. And that's what we're doing today. At this critical point, we have to step up and provide additional local resources for our residents and our nonprofit providers who continue to meet the growing needs of our community. We will not be able to replace all the funds that have been lost because of federal administrative policies. And I want to say that our governor, who is really leading on so much right now, stated last week that there is no state, and I'm going to add no county, balance sheet to cover when the federal government tells you, you know what, you're on your own. And I'm going to add to that, that our federal government is not only saying to us, you are on your own, but that our federal government right now, this Trump administration, is also actively going after and targeting members of our community. Our federal workforce. This administration has said they want them to feel trauma. And that is what they are doing to our federal workers. They are tearing apart our immigrant families. And they are denying basic rights and services to our LGBTQIA community. For the last few weeks, we have heard from Montgomery County agency staff, community nonprofits, and residents that the federal government shutdown is severely affecting our community and the organizations on which our residents rely on for basic and critical needs. So, to help with these growing needs, the full council, almost all here today, will be introducing a $7.75 million public service support package for Montgomery County residents and our nonprofit partners impacted by the ongoing government shutdown. There are 5 components to this appropriation package. The first is food for children and families. Next, community partner support. Third, housing assistance. Fourth, human rights support. And fifth, economic development. Covering the basics. That is what we need to do right now. For food for children and families, faced with the looming threat of SNAP benefits being cut by the Trump administration come this November, on Saturday, November 1st, we are putting forward a special appropriation to allocate an additional $3.5 million in food assistance. This is on top of the $23 million that the county already has budgeted this year for food assistance. This is an additional $3.5 million. Community partner support. The backbone of our community is our nonprofits. They have shown us that time and time again. And as our director of our Office of Grants Management told us just a few weeks ago in front of the full council, that they are feeling the brunt of the shutdown and federal contracts being canceled. So we are putting together a grant program in the amount of $1.5 million for nonprofits to offset canceled or delayed federal funds. We are also establishing a grant program in the amount of $750,000 to be allocated to create capacity building and technical assistance for our nonprofits. Because we have heard from our nonprofit community that they want to work together at this time and work with our county government, and they need to build capacity and have the resources to do that, and so we want to do that as well. Next is housing assistance. We know housing instability has been a problem and a concern for us here in Montgomery County, and it has been exacerbated by this current federal administration. So we are looking to add an additional $1 million to be used for short-term housing support and go towards the SHARP program in the county. That's the Short-Term Housing and Resolution Program. On human rights, this package includes $500,000 to be allocated to the Montgomery County Pride Center to help counter the attacks that our LGBTQIA+ community is facing right now, to provide support and services as we are seeing rising demands among that community. And finally, economic development. Because here in Montgomery County, we are going to continue to invest here in Montgomery County, continue to look for businesses to come here. And so we're putting an additional $500,000 to be allocated to the Economic Development Fund's MOVE grants for business development, expansion, and relocation. This package touches on the basic needs and rights for members of our community. It is one step. As we have said from day one, this is an ongoing situation. We are in this together, and we are going to have to come together at different times to make sure our community is supported. And at this time, this package is what we need. And we will continue to work with the County Executive's Office, our incredible staff, and our Health and Human Services, our Department of Housing and Community Affairs, our Emergency Services, our Office of Food Systems Resilience, all of our staff, to work with them as we weather the storm. This appropriation package will be formally introduced by the full council on November 4th. We will have a public hearing on November 18th at 1:30 p.m., followed immediately by action on these items so that we can put them in place before the holidays begin, because we know the stress that our community is under.